What is estate planning? Estate planning is a process of planning for your death or disability. Estate in this context refers to everything a person owns, whether alive or dead. So simply said, estate planning is planning for your stuff, what happens to it upon your death or disability. Now, this is a gift to your loved one. By taking the time and planning for this solves a lot of potential problems for your loved ones. Saves them from a lot of time and expenses. And I would say the main thing is about saving the time and the frustration. It's not purely just about the cost of avoiding probate, but saving your loved ones from the time and hassles. So estate planning, by taking charge, making sure that there's a way to transfer your things when you're gone, it's going to save a lot of frustration. It's going to avoid probate is one of the goals of estate planning. Probate is the legal process or judicial process to transfer title out of the name of the deceased. So we want to avoid that in Arizona and California because it's very time consuming and expensive. Now, if you're coming from a Midwestern state or some other states back east, probate's not that big of a deal. But out west here, Arizona and California, it's very time consuming and expensive. So it makes sense to have a trust to avoid probate. Now, a trust, the key thing that it does, it's a place to hold your assets while you're alive. You can continue to manage your house and your bank accounts. You're not giving up any control. The trust and the estate planning kicks in upon your disability or death. So in the trust, you'll choose a successor trustee. So this is a person or company that you choose to manage things for your benefit if you're disabled. And they're the one if in the event of your death. Now, another important thing that the will does, the last will and testament, is that's where you'll name the guardians for your minor children. So if you have minor children, the last will and testament is where you'll designate who's going to be in charge for their physical well-being. Now, the trust is an opportunity to choose who's going to manage the money for their benefit, and you can choose when the children receive it. Now, they have to be at least 18, but usually we hold it much longer in trust. Usually we give them something like 1/3 at age 20, half at 25, and then the balance at age 30. And while they're under those ages, it's at the trustee discretion to use or to give them the money from the trust for their health. So we talked about trust, talked about last will and testament, powers of attorney, financial powers of attorney. This is to give someone control to manage things that are in your name. So like your IRAs and 401ks, those are going to stay in your name even after you do a trust. The IRAs and retirement accounts, they'll avoid probate by naming a beneficiary. But if you're unable to manage them for yourself, the power of attorney, the financial power of attorney could step in and manage those. We also do a healthcare power of attorney and living will as part of the estate planning process. So healthcare decisions, who's going to make healthcare decisions if you're unable to, include the HIPAA disclosures in there as well. The living will, I call that the pull the plug one. It designate that you don't want to be a vegetable if you're unable to manage your affairs. So that's helpful to your loved ones if it does come down to that. That way you're telling them what you want and they're not having to make those decisions for you at that. Another part of estate planning is planning for your digital assets. Now this is mainly for most people, this is the pictures on your phone. If the pictures on your phone back up to iCloud or Google Drive, they may die with you. So as part of the estate planning process, we'll give specific instructions for those types of accounts. All right, so healthcare power of attorney, financial power of attorney, last will and testament, trust, digital asset trust. So those are the main parts of the estate planning process. Our estate planning package, we want to make sure your family is protected. We want to make sure that the plan actually works. So in order to do this, we've refined this over the years. And I've found a good system to do this. This includes 3 different total meetings, so you can reach out to Paige and she'll explain the process to you. If you're ready to get started with estate planning, reach out to us today. We'd love to help you make sure your family is protected.